So, hello everyone, of course, time for Black Clover, episode 147, right? Filler arc, pretty good filler arc. I know the boss pretty low, but still, you know, filler arc, yeah, it's a good twist and turns. She's evil. Is the husband even a bad person? Like, that thing is to me. I still want to know if the husband, if she's alive, whatever, if she didn't die or something like that. Thing is that, I keep envisioning this Berserk thing, right? So if you're at Berserk, there is some parts where they're not in the woods, right? Also a lot of death in Berserk, but there's some not stuff, right? So I can envision her, you know, meeting the doctor, right, in the woods in some kind of, you know, devil worshipper, you know, fun time, right? And then, of course, being like, man, I kind of like this lady, and then letting her husband die so she can, you know, become a demon with her. Something like that. I can see it happening, right? And I said extra too because, you know, the tablet sensor, right, the author, of course, of Black Clover, there's a lot of Berserk reference. You know, they have the bearded, right, the Gordon's place, of course, obviously. Griffith is vengeance, like, that's what yeah, like, that's one thing. I mean, it is so clearly Griffith. And also why you know that vengeance had to be evil, because you're like, well, he's clearly Griffith, and of course Yami is Guts and so on, and Casca is clearly Soul, even just less of a role in this anime than she has like in Berserk, but that's clearly Soul from, I mean, Soul is clearly Casca. If you've seen it, you know it, right? So anyway, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it's gonna be some kind of, oh, we had some, you know, Bahamut, the devil worshipper out in the woods, right? Like a very Berserkish, right? And then they fell in love, and I was like, I killed my husband, used his belly to summon demon or something like that. So that might be a thing. But anyway, let's start watching it. So 3, 2, 1, and go. But yeah, I want to know if she, you know, she feels like she's been lying with everything, right? Episode 1, husband was really evil. She's probably an unreliable narrator. Probably, but who knows? Maybe he was mean to her, but I don't think so. It feels like she's, the more you see of her, the more it's like, no, she was like planning it out, and you know, when the elves attacked, she took the opportunity to like kill her husband or something like that. I mean, the first time we saw her, it felt like he told her something, and she was like, oh no, I can't save him now, he's so mean to me. Yeah, finally I'm free. But it also might be that, no, she was like, you know, screw, yeah, screw him. I got the chance to kill him here. Yeah. I do think it should have been the opposite, though. I think that would make so much more sense than last week, too. If the mask, right, I don't have a mask thing, but, you know, if the mask thing was, of course, like this, when they were devil, you know, when they were banishers, right? And then when she turned it around, and it's like, I'm actually a worshipper, I got a horn now, yeah. I think that would have made so much sense if you went from this thing, right, to this thing. Now I'm worshipping, you know, no, I'm not worshipping, yeah. Kind of like an upside down cross, right? But instead they went from this thing to down. Yeah, I think that makes less sense. I think it would be way better if it was the opposite, right? Yeah, it really should have been the opposite. The devil believer should have been the guys having this thing, right? And the other guys should have this thing. The tusk thing. I think that would make like a million times more sense, in my opinion. And now there's suddenly a huge amount of them, though. Suddenly there are like hundreds of them. Yeah, how can there be so many? You know, Asta is like, you know, I don't know, he's like, I said he's he's invoking them in this belief of the demon or something. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. He's giving them that, you know, belief of devils, Akuma or something. I wonder if they might have some spoilers here for the actual main story. Maybe. I mean, we're clearly going to the Spade Kingdom, right? Eventually, you mean the next arc, probably. I mean, you know, mind reactor under the manga, right? So. But I mean, yeah, I very much assume that we're gonna fight the Spade Kingdom, as given what you've seen earlier after the transcript. Yeah, obviously. Now you're thinking that I don't know if they do here filler, but maybe, right? Maybe they have some. Maybe they're getting out of the Spade, and maybe there's gonna be some little teasing on like some of the Spade Kingdom characters. I mean, it could be like that. I can hope it isn't, but I don't know. I could see them like dropping one of the other, this female, right, in the Spade Kingdom opening and so on. She's probably pure evil, but hot, you know, hot evil lady. Yeah, it's a classic. If you have like an evil kingdom, it's like a hot evil lady. But anyway, like, yeah, like something like that appearing. I can see it happening, right? Like here suddenly, you know, some. Maybe, right? Maybe. It's kind of teasing a little bit of the characters in the next arc. It could happen now. You know, I'm reminded of Naruto, right? Naruto feelings are kind of, you know, infamous, especially during the old Naruto, the Shippuden. But even in Shippuden, I think that was made worse, though, because in the old Naruto, they just made like this, like, 2 years of filler, right? You could just ignore all of it if you want to, but right. But in Shippuden, started making really long filler arcs, and then they had like every 5 episodes had like an actual canon bit. Like, that was super fascinating. Yeah, it's like, so you could watch like 4 episodes and then skip 1, and then it was really weird. Yeah, they did this really weird, like in. I really meet maybe. Okay, so here we go. But yeah, in Naruto it's weird because they filler like this, and then they suddenly had like an actual canon episode in the filler, and then they went back to being filler again. It was like half the episode was filler, half the was canon. So if you were an anime only, you had to watch everything. I mean, I read the manga, but I used my friends were like, "What the hell should I watch?" Half or so. Because how they met though. Yeah, if you take Bo though, I mean it really feels like this. She's like this kind of probably the first worshipper, released by them. Because she's using all these like old herbs, kind of witch right there. She's using all these old herbs in the woods, living alone and healing people with her. Yeah. But I think she's like, when he learned to do medicine, it's like, oh, Satan. I guess she just tested them. That also seems kind of dangerous. He's like, oh, I just tested them all on people. Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, she's like, yeah. But that sounds like a lot of mistakes. A lot of people would have taken some damage from that. She's like, oh, I just tested. This is how they meet that one. Oh, can I visit you? Oh, no, here's the love story. Here's a romance love story we're waiting for. I would love to see you. Yeah, here we get this. Here we get the Yuri. Maybe she gave her some, really hot medicine. So, etchy medicine. Who knows? Yeah, maybe she was like, oh, you take this thing, hon. It's gonna make you feel so much better. Yeah, I can see this going into like the etchy route. She's like, yes, if you eat this medicine, you're gonna feel so much healthier. Something she's like, oh my god, it gets me really Atsui. Yeah, I don't know. But that's how they met there, okay? That still doesn't really explain exactly, when she turned her into being a worshipper, though. Because he went home to her and she was showing her the true assets of her medicine. Yeah, I don't know, but it's like, that definitely sounds a little bit, classic ritualistic. Oh, where did you learn to use this medicine? Oh, nowhere. I just did it myself by accident. So I was like, really? Maybe this is true though. Maybe she just did everything. Maybe she did everything, Yeah, mysteries in snow. Beautiful place. But it has a lot of enemies though. I mean, Space Team is huge and it's next to all other three. So in that sense, they have a very... In one sense though, the Space Kingdom has issues because typically, strategically wise, they're the other 3 countries, even the Diamond Kingdom is also their neighbors, right? So they're probably gonna fight everyone in the next arc, I would say, because they have a really bad... In that sense, they're really huge, but they have a bad location, right? Because they neighbor with everyone. You could be in a country where you have a big country, but still only have one neighbor, right? Depending on how the land is, how you conquer the land and so on, right? So they have like a bad situation in that sense. I mean, it makes sense for the other 3 smaller countries, like we know Heart and of course Clover are doing, but also potentially Diamond, right, to help out with Mars and so on, yeah, and actually add into this bigger country and attack them from 3 different sides, right? So there's a huge amount of them. Yami-san! Maybe they can't call them because of the storm or something. The mana storm. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, told you guys. They're clearly not gonna stay there. yeah. He's like, yeah, let's stay here and wait for me. But yeah, sure. Asta and Noelle. They're definitely... Can you use your water magic to protect yourself? How is he getting songs? She's a water magician! Yeah, Asta actually left already. Exactly. Yeah, he's already left. Yeah. He's already left. See, like, come on. Oh, nice. No, immediately he jumps into Valkyrie. Yeah, she's like, oh, goddamn it, whatever. I'm using Valkyrie to just get away, to get somewhere now. These days, Valkyrie always just have to get up to the next floor, yeah. But I mean, I love it. I mean, it's like Magnus like, please stay away from me. Like, sure. Asta's gonna stay and wait for you. Yeah, that's right, man. It's gonna wait for you. Certainly. But yeah, she got very used to being in a Valkyrie armor. She's like, whatever. I used it to jump up one floor here. Nice asset scene. Oh, here we go. I let you fly. You better be grateful, boy. Again, you can fly with me. You owe me one. What does she used to get? Oh, here we go. Yes. Oh my god, here we go. Here we go. Asta gets a ride. Oh my god, yeah. Asta gets a mount Noelle. Very nice. Very, very nice. That haven't seen before. We haven't seen her let him fly on her personally. Because, I mean, she can't fly with a broom, right? She can't do the typical, you know, mage flying thing. She has to use her Valkyrie body to fly. And these people are probably gonna die because they're like normal, weak civilians out in this, like, gigantic snowstorm, magical mountain thing. So they're probably gonna die. It's a kind of a bad way to walk, too. Because they have, like, zigzag up the mountain. Yeah, you can't even go, like, straight up. It's like a huge distance to walk because they have, like, surrounded horrible mountain range. But I don't see why the Spain Kingdom will help them. I mean, that's the weird thing, yeah. Like, yes, he will get the demon thing and then he will just betray immediately. Yeah, like, why would they trust this guy? Like, I wouldn't trust a demon general guy to be like, oh yeah, this guy helped me. Like I said last week, the issue with this kind of strategy is also if you have the leverage, if the only thing you have that he wants is the actual objective leverage, and you're giving him the object, why would he then not just betray you, kill you immediately? Yeah, like, you have zero leverage, you're very weak, he's very strong, he only wants one item, so given that item, he's gonna betray you immediately, if he, or maybe not, but probably, because he doesn't care about you. Like, it's a really stupid strategy. It is very fillery, because all the humans are really badly drawn, honestly, but at the same time, there are also supposed to be these, like, super, no extras civilian guys, so no one cares about them. And it feels like a love story between them, which is the actual central of this. But I love this thing. Asta gets a ride! Yeah, Asta! Because Asta's gonna fight these random nobodies. Asta! What can they even do against him? They can, like, I don't know, rocks at him? Pebbles? Yeah, they can, like, leave us alone, demon boy. I don't know what they can do, right? They can be like, oh no, here comes this human. Yeah, what can they do? I don't know, I gave him a ride, though. That was nice, yeah, that was nice. Some love there. You better be thankful, boy. Yeah. You better be grateful for me, Asta. Yeah, when they pushed out his mom there, it was like, it was a hard thing to do for him because he couldn't stand on one leg, so he probably should have fallen down when he pushed down his mom there. Like, the force to push down someone that's bigger than you, you have to kind of, you know, push them with your whole body weight, with the way his mom's bigger than him, and he only had like one functional leg to it, so he'd probably fall down when he did that, but whatever. I guess he was mad, I suppose, to push it down. Okay, here we go. We're gonna fight the random civilians now. These random people. Yeah, these random morons. Yes. Asta. I think Asta's gonna talk to them. And be like, please. Oh, they all love him. Oh, okay, of course, they all love him. Yeah, they already love him because he's the demon guy. They're like, yes, the demon lord. Yeah, the demon lord Asta. Yeah, they all love him. They're like, demon lord, demon lord. Yeah, Asta-sama. We kind of, Asta was like, yes, I finally have my own army. Let's fight the nobles. Yeah, give me back my girl. She's standing there. There's another weird scene, honestly, because she's being, yeah, they are up there, but she's still next to him. So wouldn't he just go attack these guys and get no ear? I don't know. It's a weird scene of it because he's looking at those two instead of looking at near. I don't know. Yeah, or full moon, so Yeah, you're gonna die from the weaklings. They're very like dedicated to death here, but it's really like, wow, how does this help them get through? Yeah, we know this thing, and yeah, she hated everyone and so on. But it's why would a Space Kingdom be any different? Because they are ruled by some kind of, you know, like, you know, dictatorship with like a demon dictator. Yeah, like why would the other country be any better? It's probably worse. That's why the doesn't make any sense, because they're moving from being a peasant to being a peasant in another country, and the other country is probably way worse. Like, it's just worse, you know, everything with human, yeah, so. But the thing is that I had a good comment last week that her power seems to be really strong, right? Actually, because she can combine powers. She probably would actually be a good member of the Black Bulls, but no one, like, you know, gave her the chance to be like a knight team, so. But she should actually be. I think she should be strong, because she was like, if she just teamed up with some people, she could combine her powers. Yeah, here we go. I was lying. I knew the truth. They never loved me. But this is Scar chest. How does it explain then? Ah, come on, please explain Scar. But it's weird, because I feel the husband actually loved her, and she just hated him from. Yeah, she just lied to him and hated him always. She was like, whatever, yeah, let's marry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think people actually did like her, so it's weird. Yeah, and people liked her husband. But were they mean to her though? Did they really mock her though? I think it's all in her head, right? I think it's all in her head, because yeah, like, her husband liked her. This is really weird to know if this is true or not. I think she's just crazy. Yeah, she wanted to die, but I don't wonder if it's true, right? Because like Noelle looked at the photo, and the husband looked happy in the photo. She was like, oh, I hate this guy. Yeah, I feel like she's just all in her head. That's what the episode has been keeping going back and forth if they were bad or not. It really feels like it was all in her head that her husband was mean to her. She has that scar. Maybe he did hurt her, but maybe she's an accident. Maybe she was cooking food, and maybe, you know, she could burn or something and blamed her husband or her mother-in-law. Yeah, maybe it's just by accident, or maybe she's. Yeah, she has her whole, you know, making witch potions or whatever. Yeah, so they're all like hard work. They're all like Astas. But Asta, of course, the hard working guy too. He's gonna be like, I also work hard. I train all the time. Yeah. Poor Asta. They're all like. And Noelle is like, yeah, that sounds like me and my family. Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, Noelle is like, you know, awkward. I just met all these random people. It's really weird, he met like hundreds of people, he just put them up. We met these like 500 people, we just put them up on the walk here. Yeah, like, oh, you know, we just grabbed them on the way here. Yeah, it's like, okay. Maybe not. Her story, clearly it's hard to know it's true or not. Man, Nero's face there has been a low quality. Yeah, good. No, it's like, why are you gonna space here? They're clearly gonna mistreat you even worse. Yeah, they're not gonna give you the powers. You're crazy, yeah. Yeah, this Adivil, he's the leader of the kingdom. He's worse than. Why would he give all you powers? Like, what's that? How would Clover say that though? I don't know why they believe he will give them powers. That's like a really weird thing in this plot there. Why do they believe that they will give them powers? Why do they trust in the Space Kingdom? But they keep holding hands. Yeah, it's very Yuri. Yeah. So finally someone knows he had a 5 clover at least. Yeah, it took them a while to figure out that he had a 5 clover Grimoire. Yeah, exactly. It took them a while to like, this guy has 5 clovers. No, it's very famous. Giving Asta a lot of credits here, poor boy. Yeah, we look up to you so much. Don't look up to me! I'm a good guy! Yeah, but Asta's a good person, that's the problem here. The problem is there are like bad people with the powers of devil. See, they want revenge! Yeah, that's the problem. They are like, we want to kill everyone! Revenge! Yeah, that's the problem. They're all... But Asta doesn't want revenge. Asta is more like, you know, it's like a narrative thing. He wants to, you know, be acknowledged and have friendship and love and so on. Yeah, Asta doesn't want to have the bad stuff. Yeah, that's the big difference, right? Asta wants to have the power to, you know, make people like him and so on. Yeah, but these people want the power to, like, destroy the country. Yeah, that's why they're bad. Maybe it's pretty simple. That's why they're the bad people, because they want to have the power to get the, just be able to, you know, get something back for it. Yeah, they're like, yeah, we're gonna get some revenge for this shit. The Talk News episode, you see them talking to each other about the philosophical ideas of who's the good or bad. Asta. God damn it, Asta is a good boy. Yeah, it's gonna take it. Wait, he could just escape too. I don't know why it's like. Noelle-chan, no! Okay, she agrees. But this is like a really bad strategy, because now they have 2 people kidnapped instead of 1 person kidnapped. It's one thing if they would replaced Asta with Neopros, but also Noelle. I feel he's getting a really bad deal here, because now he also gets like, yeah, they also got Noelle. So I feel he lost one girlfriend to they took another girlfriend. It's like he exchanged in girlfriends here. Yeah, I don't know. That's. Yeah, the royal girl. Osaki! She's Osaki! Yeah! We have the Osaki! Watashi wa Ozokyo! No! Yeah, they just didn't let Noelle go anyway. It's like, yeah, trust them, yeah. It's like, they have the Ozokyo, indeed. They have the Ozokyo. Why can't Nero walk though? But Asta and Noelle is allowed to walk now. It feels like they can just... They probably just can't even pass the border. They're too weak for this. They're 2 weaklings. They can't even get over the snow. If it's a day. Yeah, they probably can't even get over this region, right? Yeah. And they're also like, you're too weak to the shit. They're all too physically weak and mana weak. Okay, there's so mana though. Yeah, okay. See, her powers are awesome. It's like we can get dynamite. We can just combine everyone's power. Her power is better and better the more you see it, because now she's like, I can combine everyone's mana in 1 big mana. So again, her power sounds amazing. It's like I can just collect all everyone's power, right? And it's impossible. It sounds very Nero. Moody. Nero's like Moody. Moody, yeah. Moody, it's Moody. Just give up, you morons. It's Moody. He's like, no, it can't happen. It can't happen. So gonna see her my power down. But yeah, they're very much like, we want revenge. That's different with us, of course. But yeah, they're all hateful. Oh, here comes probably Yami and so on, though. Yeah. Exactly. Or at least Magnus back with the. He brings a Yami, bro! Yami Taisho! Only brought 1 person, but that's the best person to bring. That's the end of it, yeah. He brings 1 person to bring. Yami Taisho! But I love how, of course, he didn't stay there. Magda is like, please stay here and wait for me while I get Captain Yami. Yes! It's like, yeah, he didn't stay for a second. Not that anyone expected Asta to stay there, right? But I don't know, the episode felt pretty slow, honestly, right? Because, I mean, yeah, it's like a talk Jutsu episode, the whole episode, right? They just talk about philosophy, yeah. Straight up talk Jutsu episode. It feels like, I thought it was Naruto. It's like Naruto in pain or something. You know, let's talk about our ideals, yeah. Philosophy episode. But the problem was that... I mean, the problem isn't that the whole episode itself, the idea of discussion, you know, who is bad, who is good, and what is fair, what is unfair, and so on. That thing isn't that thing is interesting. The problem I feel here is that it's quite very basic, right? Yeah, it's like obviously they are mean, they're bad people because they want to kill everyone with their powers. They want to get the the Akuma power to kill everyone, And Asta wants to help everyone. He wants to, you know, protect everyone. So it's quite black and white, right? Yeah. For example, I mean, I was spoiled too much here, but almost like to Naruto. But it really feels like a Naruto episode because it's like talked news episode, right? Yeah. But in Naruto, and I assume people say Naruto, right? Because it's just an old anime by now, right? And I'm an old man. But in Naruto, especially in Pain, which is the most famous talk news moment of anime of all time, right? It's just talk and it makes the guy just give up, basically. Maybe it's the Clover. Okay, it's a preview. Is it there? Yeah, so they're gonna fight, I suppose. Oh, here comes more people. Then Vangas is coming, so... And then we're gonna see more of her husband. Her husband's probably gonna be like, you know, leave me so you can survive. I guess her husband's gonna be all like, you know, leave me! You survive without me! You know, we can probably finally see what her husband told her. And I feel it's gonna be that he's like, I love you, leave me behind so you can survive, honey. You know, I think she's just crazy. I think her husband is like a nice person, right? I think she's just insane, so... That's probably gonna be a thing there. You're very romantic. You keep talking. You keep touching her all the time. Yeah, I find a good image here when they have this like the whole talk nudes a bit. But it really feels like I'm watching this talk nudes episode. Because this feels so Naruto. Really, like yeah, we sit there and talk for 20 minutes about who's right and who's wrong and so on. I'm trying to find the best image when you stand on the pedestal and it's like looking up to them, like please let me here. How it is, there it is. When he goes down, here it is. He walks forward. She removes her cowl. Yeah, here it is. This feels like this is a Talk Nudes episode in its prime. Yeah, like this is the Talk Nudes episode here, right? When he gets up here in the mountain range, and he's like, "Please, I want to. Let's talk about who's bad or who's wrong." You know. No, but honestly, okay. So I'm just gonna Naruto spoiler warning then, right? Because I feel it's like a very good comparison in my head, here at least. Is Pain, right, in Naruto? Yeah, so I'm gonna spoil a little bit here. So. In Naruto, which is the whole talk news concept, right? Because Jutsu is the ability in Jutsu, right? Jutsu and so on, used in Naruto. And of course, they talk a lot. This is a very Naruto feel, right? When the main character is like, no, you're supposed to be a good guy, Tobi. Oh, no, Obi too. Oh, no, this guy. And you and me. And, you know, Pain, you my best friend. We're like brothers. And yeah, this is very Naruto. Instead of fighting them, he's like, let me talk to you. Yeah, you know? It's very much of that, right? But... This scene here felt a lot like that, right? Because he's walking up to them, and then they have this like philosophy discussion of who's bad, who's evil. They have this like meeting of minds, right? I think the problem though, and again, then you're gonna spoil a little bit of Naruto and Pain here, is that Pain in Naruto is by far, I would say, in anime history, in my opinion, at least, the biggest like talk moment because basically this guy defeats everyone in in Konoha, right? Kills people. Even by debris, kills people, indirectly kills people. And then Naruto's like, well, we can be brothers and be best friends, and your ideas are wrong, and blah, blah, blah. And then he agrees with Naruto, and he revives everyone, basically. He kind of reverts what he did. So he's like, yeah, so Naruto defeats him, he makes him, like, regret what he did, and then save everyone with Edo Tensei. This is ridiculous. It's like the dumbest thing ever. I hate that scene in Naruto. I really hate it. I still hate it. I mean, I like Naruto in many parts, but not only did he use, with Pain, not only did he... convinced him he was wrong, he even made him revert everything he did. like how did he do it? And also it was a plot hole because Pain basically could help people that he didn't even kill himself. Like indirectly was hurt. Like Setsuna was like indirectly hurt by debris, and he could still save. It's like really stupid. It's like he didn't even fight that woman. It was like a house landed on her indirectly by his actions, and then he could save her anyway. It's like how was it even connected? It was like, oh my god, this is so stupid. It was like a sorry, everything I wrote last chapters, whatever, didn't happen. Yeah, it was like, time was like, at 0, I go back a day here, nothing happened. Time to, yeah. It's kind of like that. So, and then Yamato enters and like rebuilds the city in a minute with his 3 powers. So it was so stupid. But that's why that seems legendary though, right? Today in anime, I think, in compared to the animes. But the thing though, that makes the painting, because it's not all bad, right? I mean, I like the fight with Pain is amazing when he enters with the frog guy in the supposed sword. It's the best entrance in the whole Naruto fight, yeah. And arguably is the best fight in Naruto, so it's not like a bad thing at all. But I just think that the talk news support is kind of silly. However, though, comparing it to here, of course, it's like a filler thing and kind of a quickly thing, and not really very built up compared to Pain, which is built up for like many chapters. But still, though, I think it's a good comparison in the sense that. But this seems lacking though, honestly. I feel a bit Clover here, even though they're not reverting everything yet. But what is lacking though is that the Pain in Naruto, they have kind of the same goal, right? They have kind of the same goal of being a hero. So if you haven't, sorry if you haven't seen Naruto, right? But basically, I think it's a very good comparison because the thing is that Pain is evil, right? It's clearly the Pain is very, very evil for us as a viewer, and Naruto, of course, is a good guy, right? It's very clear for us who's the antagonist, who's the protagonist. But Pain's ideals and Conan, so they have their own way to like try to save the planet, right? So he's like, you know, this kind of typical bad guy that think he's a good guy, right? Yeah, you know, he think he's the right person, he think he's right? By doing this thing to save the planet, kind of, right? Or the world, or whatever, humanity, so on. So them that talk Jutsu, even though Naruto does it all the time, with like Tobi and Obito and that stuff and so as well, he does it all the time. But in this, with the painting, it made a lot of sense because they had the same master and then they had his different ideals to get to the same resolution, right? And then Naruto basically talks him down for like an episode and explains to him that his ideals are wrong, or he's like, his ideals are right, but his path is wrong. And then they kind of, okay, I agree, your path is better, and then they kind of change, and then they kind of reverse his path. So that actually makes sense, right? From like an actual, you know, talk standpoint, right? We have this difference in philosophy, but we actually have the same goal, and I know I understand your path of philosophy is better than my path, so I'm gonna revert to your path, right? You know. But here, this is like a 20-minute, this is almost like a, some of these 10 plus minute at least talk here, right? When you just talk about the thing. And of course the problem here is that I think from like a, again, right, from like a story aspect or whatever we're talking about from a discussion, but it's pretty weak, right, honestly, this episode, because the talk is so black and white. Yeah, it's so clear to us as the viewer that Asta is in the right, he's the good guy, he is, you know, using his powers to train and fight, and then fight the bad stuff, and to save the people, and get friends, and get, you know, love, in, and so on, right, and he's doing it for the good stuff, where everyone here is like, we want revenge, yeah, and they're also so one-dimensional, there's no, like, nuance to their, to the talk, right, so that episode feels pretty weak, honestly, because, yeah, like, even it's like a decent episode, but the problem I feel is the content of discussion they have is very, very lacking, because they're so evil, that they're so clearly evil, that they're just like, oh, you just wanna kill everyone. What do you want power devil? Oh, we wanna come back and just murder everyone in the country, basically. You just wanna kill everyone. Oh, okay, yeah, like, there's not much discussion to have right there. So Asta's like, no, you're wrong, no, you're right. Yeah, it's like, they're so, you know, opposite, yeah, they're so mutually exclusive or whatever, yeah, they're 100%, you know, for the opposite, the post opposition, yeah, so you can't, there's no really talk to make there. So they have like a 10-minute talk of different philosophies, but they, again, the philosophy they have, it's so different from each other that they cannot come to a conclusion. They're always gonna hate each other, right? Yeah. But he will probably do the next episode though. She will probably remember this episode that her husband actually loved her and she's probably gonna change her. Things that she's specifically crazy to, yeah, like she's just crazy, right? But I think that's gonna be it next episode in the preview. That she's gonna, you know, remember the husband actually told her to survive and so on, and because Noelle is like, he loved you, and yeah, I think she's just talking bullshit, right? I think she's just crazy. Even if her husband actually really loved her, and her mom, her mother-in-law was probably nice to her and so on, but she's like, no, they all hate me. They all hate me. I hate them all. Yeah, it's all in her head, right? So I think that she's just cray, right? And she's probably finally gonna read the next episode. But again, that makes this talk episode pretty weak, right? Because she's just giving this speech, and it's really, you know, they're so different, and there's no really discussion to have here. Yeah, they can't really talk to each other, because Asta's like, I'm a good guy, you're a bad guy. You're very black and white. Yeah, he's good, they're bad, and it's very bully, it's very true or false, right? There's no, and again, for us the viewer, it is 100% clear that he's evil. But for example, in Pain, yeah, he's evil Pain. Like they killed people, and they're bad guys, right there. Like Katsuki in Naruto. But still, we can at least listen to Pain and say, well, he has right in some parts, though. Like he's evil, but some of his ideas are kinda true, right? So you kind of have this like some, you know, some truth in the statement he's saying, even if you don't agree with the full thing. It's like, well, that thing is kind of true, and that thing is kind of true, but it's wrong on this part, right? Here it's just like they're just 100% wrong. So there's no real, yeah, there's no philosophy really behind it. It's kind of shallow, right? That's why the episode, to me, feels kind of weak, right? Because they spent like nearly 10 minutes with this talk, but the talk didn't really mean anything, because it's so clear that you can't, you know, cooperate, or you can't get anywhere with this talk. Also because she's crazy, so they can't really, you know, she's like a, you know, her mind is like, can't remember the truth of the world. Something like that. So yeah, I mean, I think the episode was okay. The comedy was good. Noelle gave Asta a ride though. That was awesome though. Yeah, Asta got to touch Noelle. That was really. She was, you better be thankful. I am royalty. Yeah, that was awesome. So I mean, it started pretty good, but if we just talking for 10 minutes for kind of like, man, it's really reminded me of Naruto, of course. But Naruto did better. Yeah, Naruto did better, right? Because they have this discussion here, and they're so opposites, so you can't have an actual discussion. But yeah, Noelle giving us a ride though. That was some lit stuff there. She's like, touching my leg, Asta boy, you better be thankful. Oh yeah, royalty boy, booty, yeah. But anyways, that's it for today, guys. See you guys tomorrow with some more anime, of course. Tomorrow is the princess, yeah, Romeo and Juliet, right? And something else. I don't remember. Yeah, so you guys have a great day.